Why do most people remain poor even when working hard? The answer is so shocking that probably no one has ever told you. And perhaps that's exactly why, even giving your all, even waking up early, even working overtime, even sacrificing, the feeling is always the same. The more you run, the further the finish line seems to move away. And it is at this exact point that a truth begins that is unsettling, that hurts, and that transforms. Because, despite seeming harsh, there is a hidden reason behind this cycle that imprisons millions of people, and today you will understand why. But first, I need you to do something simple. Stop for a few seconds and think about your daily life. Think about the routine you live, the effort you make, the small moments when you realize that maybe something is wrong. Because if you really reflect deeply, you will realize that the problem has never been a lack of work. The truth is that hard work is never guaranteed wealth for anyone. And this is the part that no one dares to talk about, because it sounds almost like an affront to the logic you learned as a child. Work hard, be dedicated, sacrifice yourself, and everything will be all right. But if that were true, answer me this. Why do the most tired, exhausted, and sacrificed people remain exactly in the same place? What almost no one realizes is that there's a silent trap behind the effort. A trap that rewards the feeling of being busy, but completely steals the ability to build. Something that truly evolves. Most people work hard, but work on tasks that never generate real progress. They wake up, follow a mechanical routine, go home exhausted, sleep, and repeat. Life becomes a cycle that seems like movement, but doesn't create progress. It's like running on a treadmill. You wear yourself out, but remain at the same point. And that's no coincidence. That's social engineering. That's how the system was designed. It doesn't need you to think, question, or seek alternatives. It only needs you to stay busy. Busyness keeps you in place. Strategy gets you out of it. That's why so many people spend their entire lives trapped in tasks that keep their salary stable, but never increase their earning potential. Have you ever noticed this? Have you ever felt that strange sensation that, no matter how hard you work, is there always something missing? What truly keeps most people poor isn't a lack of work. There's a lack of understanding about the game they're playing. Because there are two types of effort. The effort that only wears you down, and the effort that changes the future. And almost no one is taught the difference between them. Everyone learns the first. Almost no one learns the second. And this lack of awareness creates a devastating phenomenon. People spend their entire lives mopping up water. They clean up the same mess, pay the same debt, fulfill the same obligations, solve the same problems repeatedly. Nothing new is built. Nothing evolves. Nothing grows. Because the focus is always on the now, never on the future. And this is where the shocking part of this truth comes in. No matter how hard you work, if your effort isn't connected to cumulative growth, you'll never get anywhere. No one gets rich from the isolated work they do in a day. Wealth is built by the quality of what you repeat over the years. The poor repeat survival. The rich repeat construction. The difference isn't in the effort, but in the destination of the effort. And perhaps you never will. You haven't stopped to think about this because the system you live in is designed to distract, occupy, and wear you down. It gives you tasks, goals, demands, and urgent matters, but it never gives you time to think. Because when you think, you realize you're trapped. And when you realize you're trapped, you start to question yourself. And when you question yourself, you awaken. And this awakening changes everything. Because when you realize that hard, isolated, linear work doesn't transform anyone's life, you start looking for ways to transform that effort into something concrete. You start to realize that there are skills, abilities, and decisions that multiply the effect of your effort over time. You start to notice that people who don't necessarily work harder achieve better results precisely because they work on what grows. They put energy into something that accumulates, improves, expands, and evolves on its own. And when you realize this, you discover what truly keeps most people poor. They spend their lives putting out fires, while the rich work building structures that prevent fires from starting. And this difference in approach transforms over time into a difference. Financial. A small daily difference becomes a gigantic difference over years. It's cruel, but liberating, to realize that nobody taught you about this because nobody would profit from teaching you. The system doesn't want conscious people. It wants tired people. Tired people don't think. Tired people don't question. Tired people don't create alternatives. Tired people just follow orders. Tired people repeat the cycle. And the cycle only exists because the majority remain trapped in it. Poverty is not a consequence of insufficient effort. It's a consequence of a non-existent strategy. And the day you understand this is the day the game changes completely. Because now you start to see the gaps. You start to identify the traps, you start to notice that there is a path that almost nobody sees. A path that doesn't require you to work twice as hard, but that you work in a different way. A way that liberates you. A way that builds. A way that grows while you live. And if you've made it this far, I want you to do something simple. Think about what you do today that only keeps you alive, and what you could do that would truly make you evolve. The answer may be it's uncomfortable, but it's where your transformation begins, and if you want to continue accessing content that opens your mind, that takes you out of your bubble and shows you what nobody talks about, then comment here, I want to break the cycle. Because that shows me you're committed. Leave a like because it helps this kind of truth reach those who are still stuck. And subscribe because I still have a lot to reveal that will change the way you see your life, your time, and your money. The journey is just beginning. Let's go together.